Welcome to Beyond Our Focus. I'm Stefan, this is Amanda, and this is Breaking Prisms for September 24th. Fancy Tuesday, where we go over Black Mirror, which is done, over with. Check it out. Love, Death, and Robots, which comes out on Thursdays. We're currently on the 6th episode.
Yes.
Coming out this coming Thursday, in 2 days. But today we are going over the original Twilight Zone. We are on the 22nd episode.
Guess what?
There's 45,000 episodes.
This is our last Breaking Prisms episode for September.
Oh, well,
Next week is the first.
the first, officially the first.
Yes. So that means a Beyond, or What's in the Box, is coming out at some point.
Yeah,
I feel like the other one just happened, but I think we were late on that
we
one.
were 1 week late.
Yeah.
Also, 0 views. So, it's out there though. It's hanging out. Go check it out. Anyways, Twilight Zone 22nd episode called... It's a long title.
The monsters are due on Maple Street. There.
Yeah. 300. The street was Maple Street 300. That's interesting.
It's okay. I love how it said Maple Street, USA. Like, it didn't even try to give a state.
No, it's just...
Maple Street, USA. So any Maple Street. Which makes sense.
I mean, they kind of allude to that towards the end. It's interesting. So, top level, this episode, totally about an average, ordinary town. Or street. A street, not even a town.
It's a street.
A street. Average, ordinary street. A meteor goes by that seems insanely way too close. Things shut off and people freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what the episode's about.
It's that top level, yes. Just people's reactions to a meteor going.
Exactly. That shuts off everything.
Yes.
Very oddly shuts off
Including
anything that could be...
Including gas-powered lawnmowers.
Gas-powered lawnmowers, gas-powered vehicles, the phone lines are dead, the power's off, radio signals don't work anymore. So, just everything. Put them in a little bubble and just... like in the dome.
Oh, God. Yes.
So...
What was that?
It was a movie. It was a show based off a Stephen King book.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, I know that's a movie and a book. I just can't remember what's it called.
I watched the first season, I think.
Oh.
It was fine. It's fine. That's what made
and
it
then
first.
they kind of make a weird play at it in the Simpsons movie.
I've never seen a Simpsons movie.
They like put their house in a dome, or like their house is, there's a hole in their house where they can get out of the dome. But anyway, sorry.
So, yes, this episode is about people reacting. Probably a little too quick, probably a little too exaggerated.
Yes.
But people reacting. Because people real dumb.
Humanity in stressful situations doesn't always act accordingly to the situation, especially when they're afraid.
When they're afraid, it's scary. Things shut off. We don't know why.
Nowadays, I can definitely see, like, if Wi-Fi, if electricity, if anything shuts off...
My phone doesn't work! Mom! Why'd you do it?
Yes, exactly. That is 100% what's going to happen. Be like, the internet...
Oh, it went out for a second. Sorry, Bob. Sorry, I didn't mean to accuse you so quickly.
The internet is gone. Why did you kill it? We're going to go crucify somebody. Yes. So that is top level. There's not really much anything else that's not like in depth into the story. That's on the surface.
Yeah. Interesting premise. I like the last minute and a half of this episode a lot.
Yeah. Favorite part.
And if we would have seen more things throughout the episode, I think it could have been... And it could slowed it down just a smidge. I think it could have been a lot better episode. It's a little exaggerated.
Yes. I actually do kind of enjoy the beginning too. Just like, well, besides the meteor like shining light that bright on them, it's a little weird. But I mean, as far as like the different things they set up and just, I don't know. I kind of like the beginning and I kind of like the end, but the middle is when things just go, Pachoo! But yeah.
Because we're very exaggerated.
Yes.
Very, very exaggerated. Which is, again, subtlety is king. You don't always have to exaggerate things to the worst, which I guess if you really, really want to make a point, that's how you do it.
Yes.
I mean, it's always the best things. I mean, that's how you make any point you want to make. You exaggerate the ever-living heck out of it.
I feel like you're trying to hint at something.
I mean, if say two people were drowning, who would you save? Well, I think I could probably get them both. Well, you only had one arm. How would you save them? You only save one person. But, I'm a good swimmer, I think. But you know what? You're also missing both your feet. How could you save? You can't save them both. Who would you save? I really don't. I don't want to. There was a plank of wood. Could you both get on it? No! Only one!
Is there room on the door for two people?
The ultimate debate.
Does one of them really have to freeze to death? Yeah.
It's the only way. It's the only way. There's no other wood for anybody to get on. The door was only buoyancy enough for one small girl to fit on it. That was it.
Did Jack really have to die, or did you not? Were you just afraid of freezing your big fat ass off? Yes.
Poor Jack. Poor Jack.
How did you feel throwing the heart of the sea into the ocean? Oh, I love Jim Carrey. But yes, anyways.
So
first rating, and then we will jump into the spoiler section, or at least the in-depth discussion.
Yes, which...
There's not really anything to spoil. It kind of just is.
Yeah, I mean, there's just the ending. Kind of what's actually happening. There's nothing on it. It just...
You're leaving your Mike's notes now.
Yeah, you never know.
Okay.
Work, please work.
Yeah.
Don't randomly turn up the gain. Because then we're really screaming at people. I'm already loud. But...
So, I believe on this one, we kind of had similar feelings about it as we did the last one. It had good points, it had negative points, but it wasn't overall a boring episode.
No.
It was one that sparked discussion. It was one that intrigued us enough to look into it after the episode to see what it was based off, if anything was based off it.
Yeah, it has similarities to other things we've seen,
yes,
including The Mist.
Yes, which we'll get into that in a minute. Let's just give our rating and move on. How many Kubies did we lose?
All of them. 0. 0 to 5, we're sorry. Amanda insisted. She hated the episode.
I'm going to protect this Kubie with my life. How dare you?
Terrible, terrible episode.
You have to realize that I'm one of these people while playing Portal, I felt complete and total hurt and betrayal every time I lost one of these guys.
It was very hard the first time.
Yeah.
The first time, no. I don't want to.
You're like, this is your buddy. It's going to help you solve puzzles. And then it was like, throw it in front of something. Throw it off a cliff. And you're like, I don't want to.
I think the first time is you save it and you get to the end. It's like, throw it into a bit of fire.
Yeah.
You have to. The only way you can progress.
I don't want to.
What was it? There was a story I heard. A guy was saying he was trying to play with his wife. But they got to that part and she refused to do it. So they never progressed. That was it. They quit. It's like, oh, God.
If I didn't want to know so much, I probably would have done the same thing. But I needed to know.
Oh, it's great game. But other than the game, yes. So 2 imaginary cubes get pushed off. We're giving it a 3.
We sacrificed our 2 little Kubies.
And I tried to sacrifice the 3rd one, but Amanda wouldn't let me.
No.
I pushed, but she
I'm
insisted.
the villain, apparently. I am the villain. I was not willing to give... It was for Kubie's sake, okay? I was not willing to give up the cube.
See, we can never give up. We can never give a 0, because there's at least one real cube here, and I don't ever want to get rid of that one.
You're like, I can't... I fully can't see myself shoving.
Can't get rid of that. The imaginary one's not a big deal. They're not there.
You're like, I feel like if there was a pit of fire on the other side of the table, I couldn't, in my heart, just push it off.
Push Amanda off instead.
Yeah, that's it.
Keep the cube.
There you go. Sacrifice! Which, let's dive into that episode and tell you what really happened.
So spoilers for the rest of this.
Sure. definitely, if
60-year-old episode.
I would watch this one at least once. Go check it out. See what you think. How you feel about humanity afterwards. If you agree with what happened. If you don't agree with what happened.
You know, if this was a 6-minute episode, it'd be more tolerable.
Oh. No, because if one of your issues is them cramming way too much or into like a fast-paced thing, imagine this episode in 6 minutes.
I know how to do it. I know how to do it.
Really?
I know how to do it. It's
Just
an
that
asteroid.
one scene?
Comic. You know, my comic says it could be aliens. He's an alien! Kill him! Oh, see, we can manipulate them really quickly. There we go. Whole episode. Kill a child. Because in the end, that's where it goes to anyway.
Oh my god.
In the end, you have to kill the child anyway.
Children of the Corn. Anybody who's seen Children of the Corn knows the child has to go, okay? The child is the reason. Which, as I said, I enjoyed the beginning because I liked the setup. I liked, of course, these people, ordinary things, little eerie things that are being pointed out. And then, of course, after the asteroid, after everything shuts off, and...
the fake asteroid.
Yes, the fake asteroid. I liked, I don't know why, but that kid he was just weird. Like, it was just, I liked him. Like, he was actually a really good actor as far as...
I liked his initial not wanting them to go because
Yes.
he felt like something was going on.
Yes.
I didn't like that they took his comic book story to heart immediately almost.
Well,
it took 10 seconds of convincing and everyone believed there were aliens living among us.
But I did like, though, that one of the other ones did pipe up and were like, oh, like, he tells us something out of a comic book and we're all just standing around listening to him.
And bam, immediately everybody still just follow suit.
Like, look around at each other like, maybe.
Didn't actually really go investigate. One dude investigates in the entire episode and he's shot.
Yes. And I don't know. I like, as I said, for me, that the child actor actually did really well. He made it kind of like I almost thought he was the alien. Like if I was gonna point, and besides that dude, that one dude, like his face the entire episode, I'm like, if anyone's an alien, it's you, buddy. It is you.
He has that look the whole episode. Just like
even when the kid was like, you guys, because of my comic book. Like, my comic book says they're among us. They're aliens. The entire time, this dude is like, his eyes are like, just slanted at this kid like, dude, you're giving up too much information. Like, I'm about to kill you because you're saying too much. Like, to me, I was like, if there's anyone I would suspect, it was you. Because every single time they suspected someone, he piped up and was like, yeah, it's him. And I'm like, why? Can we all just turn around and stare at this guy for a minute? Cause...
Or just not accuse everybody for everything. Oh, his car started. He must be the perpetrator. He must be an alien.
Which?
Oh, his lights. He must be an alien. Oh, he has a radio in his basement. He must be an alien.
This was 1960s witch trial.
It was. It really was.
The Maple Street witch trial. That's what this was.
A little too far. She doesn't matter. She's a witch. She has to be a witch.
She weighs the same as a duck.
Actually, let me think. Not once in the entire episode
was a woman blamed for
anything?
Exactly.
They never blamed the woman for being the cause of the issues.
No, because every single time it was the head of the family. It was I would say the one guy, the first guy that gets blamed, he said, yeah, him and his family have all been oddballs. Like they've always been oddballs.
Yeah, but still, weird. Every time it was him. It was always the male. It was his. He's got a radio. His car started. He's the new guy. It's like, huh?
We've been living here for 5 years. You don't know I stare at the sky?
Rub some of you. So just every time, it was always the woman. She stick up for her husband, but never blamed for it.
Even the boy, like it was.
It was a kid. It was the boy kid.
It was because the original accusation was
a girl kid.
No, I don't.
No, in the very beginning there was.
Really?
They got free ice cream at the very beginning.
But I thought it was 3 boys.
No, one of them was definitely a girl.
Oh, I didn't pay attention. I could have swore it was because they were. One of them was wearing a catcher's face helmet, like a catcher's mask, and then I thought it was 2 boys. But anyway, I don't know.
Doesn't really matter. They all got free ice cream. I thought it was weird, but.
But either way, it was one of those things where it's like, it was supposed to be a mother, a father, and 2 kids. At least that's how it was in the comic books. And if they were going to go this obsessive over it, they should have gone the
That
full
never got
9
brought up
yards.
again.
And instead it was, it is only the dude. It is only the man of the household.
Anything strange, it was him.
Like, if the child was the alien, the mother's fine. We don't need to kill the mother. It's just the child.
It had to be the child. It's just...
Which would have been my first instinct. Children of the Corn!
It's always the children. They're always evil. But
Yes.
past that...
So yes, we have an entire town of entire
street
street of people who just completely start going after each other until
unwilling to check their surroundings at all,
Yes.
and just blindly accuse everyone of being aliens.
And it was a cool moment in the episode. It's kind of predictable, but that's because this is 1960 and we've seen so much since then. But of course, I liked when you hear the footsteps. Because it's just footsteps, and then everybody kind of just starts going quiet, and you just hear... Like, I just love how the footsteps are just so prominent, and it's just click, 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 click. And then they're kind of just, like, all starting to turn, and you just see a shadow, and you kind of know what's going to happen, but at the same time, it's just, like... I like this scene. I like the eeriness, because it's like, wait, is it going to finally be something? Because it actually would have been interesting if the first guy to walk off saying, I'm going to go check the other street, did turn out to be, the alien. And he comes back going, I knew this was going to happen. Look at you guys. This is how easy it is.
That would have been more interesting.
This is how easy it was to turn you guys on each other.
Patow!
Yeah. But no, he ends up getting shot, and it ends up being the guy that, of course, looks... Why they focused on the hammer? I guess it was just a identifying point. Like, this is the dude with the hammer, and obviously you see the hammer again, so this is the same guy. I don't know why you never want to show his face, but maybe he couldn't get paid enough. I don't know. But
I don't know. I get the point of the episode. I understand what they were doing.
Yes.
I get it. In the end, we get aliens, and the human race, they're so easy to manipulate. There's 1,000 Maple Streets. We can do this all over.
All we have to do is do this exact same street by street by street, and
They'll all turn on each other.
Yeah, and it's in some cases might be true. Like as rational thinkers versus irrational thinkers thrown into a fearful situation, I don't know how the odds would even out.
You have the internet. I saw it on the internet. It must be true.
Oh, God.
It must be true. Come on, it popped up on Facebook. It has to be true. No one would lie on Facebook.
And we already know the witch hunts that happen on Facebook.
Exactly,
so it's
or
like,
Twitter,
yes.
or whatever.
So then we get a really interesting outro by Rod Serling, and it's, of course, talking about the same things, about the same situation, how easy it is to turn on each other once the little accusations start popping up, and just humanity in general at its core, and that it ends with a very just prominent, cool line that you don't get from the other episodes because everything happens in the Twilight Zone.
Yes.
And then this one does not.
You want to inform us what that line is?
I thought you were going to say it, so.
I didn't remember exactly what it was.
Oh, okay.
Kind of remember, but you said it earlier fine, so I was going to let you handle it.
Pretty much.
You're working your way there, and I'm like...
I figured I could build it up, and then you would be like, in your Rod Serling voice, just say it. Yeah. But apparently it just, woo.
I mean, I remember ish. I know what it was.
Pretty much, it was just like, unfortunately, this is not contained inside the Twilight Zone.
It's definitely contained in the Twilight Zone.
Yes.
Which is like... so true.
Yes.
It's like, it's interesting for the first time we get him actually saying everything always happens in the Twilight Zone. And this one's like, it's there, but it's not only in the Twilight Zone. We see this in our day-to-day. We see this, and it's like, interesting.
Yes.
Which is what makes the episode better. His outro makes the episode better.
Yes, this was if any of the episodes of the Twilight Zone in this era, in the 1960s that we've seen so far, were going to be like the 2019 version of the Twilight Zone, this would have been it. This would be their one message, their one propaganda episode that's like, whoa, bam. But apparently it is because of the things that were happening in that time. Like, this was...
A little before that time.
Yes, a little before, but...
But it very much inspires this episode.
Yes. Which inspired other things, and... including The Mist.
The Mist.
Which is weird, because when I was reading, it said films that were based off this one, or were inspired by this one, and it was The Mist. And I was like, but The Mist was by book? So do you mean the book was inspired by which one is it? What's happening?
Or but, short story, whatever the Mist originally was. I don't remember what it was from King originally, but
I don't know if it was a full novel or a short story.
Because there's a scene.
It was mine.
I know what? Because mine went off too. Oh. But no. It just felt like it vibrated over here too.
Aspen beads more dog food too.
Does he beads it?
Okay.
All right.
Apparently.
He can keep beating
the puppy beads more dog food.
Beating like kneading? He's going to need, need as in need, not need as in need, but need.
He's going to need the dog food.
Need.
No. Anyways. So, interesting doggo. That was your doggo report for the day. Yeah. Puppy is out of food.
And beats it.
That was actually Aspen messaging me that instead of... Doggo needs
He's
food.
become sentient. He's gained thumbs. He's just not sure how to use them yet.
It happens, okay?
Apparently.
So.
Anyways, we've rambled way more than we should have on this episode.
Anyways, go check it out. I mean, see what you think. Obviously, if you've watched this far, you know everything that's going to happen. But just go check it out.
It was decent enough. But, as always, you can reach me at Stars Untraveled, Richman at KZ, Pup, Reach Out Beyond Our Focus, everywhere, including YouTube and podcast services around the globe.
Maybe.
The globe.
On Maple Street.
I guarantee we're on Maple Street somewhere. There's plenty of Maple Streets.
Shout outs, if you're on Maple Street. Watch out for aliens and don't turn on each other.
I mean, they didn't even have to reveal themselves. They never actually saw an alien in the whole episode.
And that was the point.
Before they murdered everyone.
Suspicion. Oh, yeah. Biggest spoiler. They all break out in chaos. Woo! Okay.
Yeah, severe chaos.
Yeah. There's random shooting, but no one's hitting the ground, so everyone's a horrible shot, apparently. So.
Not all men.
That's where I thought this was going.
Not all men are aliens.
I seriously thought that was that, especially when they showed the dude with the hammer. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, it's going to be aggression. The monsters are going to be the people within the town, which technically they were.
I mean, that's exactly what it was.
But they didn't go to the extremes, and they definitely didn't go, man! Which was close, but...
Not all men. God, except, apparently, it was all men. Anyway, not talking about that episode anymore. Until next time. I guess we're done. So, till next time, long days and pleasant nights.